Overnight, the fighters of the Wagner Group left their positions in the southwestern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, claiming they're headed back to their field camps. Now, the move came after Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko held negotiations with Yevgeny Prigozhin in coordination with the Russian president. Now, you can see the moment here. The Wagner chief left the headquarters of the military district in Rostov-on-Don, which had been captured by his group in the attempted mutiny. Prigozhin is now said to be on his way to Belarus, and earlier the Wagner fighters managed to seize the headquarters of one of the local military districts, demanding a meeting with military top brass. Here's how the group's head explained his decision to back down.
They wanted to disband PMC Wagner. We went to the March of Justice on June the 23rd. In a day, we got to within just 200 kilometers of Moscow. During this time, we've not shed a single drop of blood from our fighters. Now we've approached the moment when blood can be shed, realizing the full responsibility for the fact that Russian blood will be shed on one side. We turn our columns around and go in the opposite direction to the field camps according to the plan.
We are standing right next to the military headquarters here in Rostov-on-Don. As you can see, the situation has now completely de-escalated. The roads have been deblocked. The traffic is now back to normal. You can see the military here are back to work. The members of the Wagner private military company have gone as well. Now, you can see some of the consequences of what happened on Saturday. The military headquarters are right next to a circus. So this is where a tank was. They have destroyed this gate. So they have destroyed the pavement here as well. The situation was quite tense on Saturday as there were shots fired. There was a loud bang as well. We found out that it was due to the fact that Wagner members were shooting in the air, trying to disperse the crowd. Quite a lot of tension from the locals as well, who were approaching the members of the Wagner private military company, asking them what they're doing here, what their purpose was, and why they're not on the front line, and instead they're here in Rostov-on-Don. At one point, it became so tense, one of the members of the Wagner group accidentally shot himself in the foot. He was treated right away. At the moment, all the roads around Rostov have been deblocked. Life is back to normal, and people will probably salvage whatever is left of this weekend, and life is back to normal. Roman Kosarev, RT, Rostov-on-Don.
Well, the Kremlin announced the criminal case against Wagner founder Yevgeny Prigozhin will be dropped and he will leave Russia to go to Belarus. The Russian spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, added that Wagner's fighters will not be prosecuted, taking into account their efforts on the front line of the war in Ukraine. The Belarusian president's press office underlined the importance of de-escalating tensions.
The negotiations were held throughout the day. We came to an agreement on the inadmissibility of unleashing a bloody massacre on the territory of Russia. The head of the Wagner PMC accepted the proposal of the president of Belarus to stop the movement of armed Wagner personnel on the territory of Russia and to take further steps to de-escalate tension.
We are grateful to the Belarusian President Lukashenko for his efforts. He's known the PMC Wagner head for 20 years, and it was the president's personal initiative. He managed to resolve the situation without further losses and escalation. As a result, an agreement was reached that the PMC will return to their field camps. Some of the fighters will sign contracts with the Russian Defense Ministry. They have changed their minds and asked the ministry to come back. As for the others, no one will persecute them. We have always respected their heroic deeds. As for the Wagner head, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the criminal case has been terminated and he himself will live for Belarus. The evening conversation that fixed this agreement was warm and constructive.